Kate Maltby was accused of immense narcissism and of demeaning other women who had legitimate complaints when she wrote about being propositioned by a cabinet minister, as well as being a disappointment to her family and a very pushy lady. The fallout from the forced resignation of that minister, Damian Green, is likely to have huge ramifications not just for Theresa May's government but for the police force, enmeshed as it is in separate allegations against Green over porn found on his computer. But what of its impact on the media, which both aired the allegations and then set about trashing the alleged victim's name? Just after Green's resignation was announced, in a press conference meant to discuss Brexit, May was asked, "Have you done enough to deal with sexual harassment? And have the police questions to answer?" May filibustered on the wide question of harassment, talking about domestic violence strategies and grievance procedures, but on the police she was clearer, demanding an investigation into the release of the information. Such a response suggests that, when it comes to the wider culture of abuse that allows powerful men to behave with impunity, not much is going to be done by a government with other things on its mind. The post-Plebgate police are another matter. The Met has already asked the Information Commissioner's Office to investigate the apparent disclosure of confidential material gathered during a police investigation in 2008 by two former officers. Given that pornography isn't illegal but breaching confidence is, it will be ironic if these police officers are punished for telling the truth. Yet the media does have questions to answer over this sorry affair. Columnists like The Sun's Rod Liddell have a right to suggest that women who feel uncomfortable when powerful men touch their knee and talk of promotion are part of a weird and obsessive campaign. But should papers be able to run character assassinations which impugn their targets' motives for every act, even moving schools? Leveson spoke of the power of the press to both expose wrongdoing and to deter people from speaking out. A friend told the Mail's Andrew Pierce that Maltby's parents were absolutely aghast by what Kate has done. They are good and decent people who eschew publicity. When Green resigned, her parents wrote of their pride in their daughter, who had acted with courage despite the attempted campaign in certain sections of the media to denigrate and intimidate her and other witnesses. The Mail, to its credit, published this statement. Last week it defended the pushy lady spread. A spokesman pointed out the paper had also published in full Maltby's article criticizing Green, and that with allegations which contributed to the ruin of a cabinet minister's career, both sides had an equal right to be heard. He said, "This was entirely legitimate journalism and we have received no complaints about either Andrew Pierce's or January Mwa's articles. Whatever the possible reasons are for the Mail's coverage, from support for a pro-Brexit PM to personal liking for Green, it is likely to have deterred others from coming forward. Among the unintended consequences of this saga is likely to be greater political support for an inquiry into the relationship between the media and police, the so-called Leveson 2.